Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good
Hi,
afternoon.
Sumitra.
Okay, okay, for all the new people here, I would like you to try out few things. You already have the access. Okay, so on a daily basis, are you also assigned some other task, like apart from this Oracle retail stuff?
No, I'm not assigned any other
Okay,
stuff.
good. So in that case, what you need to do is on a daily basis, you have to create some data, take the screenshot of it, and prepare a document and send it to me on a daily basis. Then it will be kind of a status report from your side. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, so I would like to see like what data you're creating, and if you are facing any issues, you can ping me. Like anyways, Amil has done that few things. So similarly, I'll be expecting Vaishali and everyone. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So let's start now. I've sent you this topics list. Okay, so the dates are pretty old. Uh, I will not be going by the dates what we have I have actually put in. So we'll just go with the flow basically. Okay. So any questions up till now? I mean, whatever you have tried earlier. So in that thing I'm asking.
No, the question I had was the address thing, but it's you cleared that, so I'm fine with it.
Okay. How about you, Vaishali?
No, I have no queries till now.
Okay. Saumitra, how about you? Okay. Uh, items. Okay. So item as such, the meaning of business meaning is merchandise. Okay. So this is the most important entity of RMS, if I say it, if I put it correctly, okay, here. And because with respect to items, you first purchase it and then they sell it. That's how you'll make money. The retailer makes money, right? So the item is kind of most important entity in his system. Okay. So now uh, most of the retailers, what they do is uh, what they create is like this. Okay, so some how I've worked with the different clients, I'll be talking about with my experience now. So there's something called as level of items. Okay, level of item. Okay, item. Okay, level of item. Does that level 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so level 1 is called parent. I'll show you how we create it. Level 2 is called SKU. Okay, and level 3 is called barcode. Q is stock keeping unit. Okay. So now, why is it so like this thing? Okay. Now think about a fact like any which ways. This is a standard way of doing it. Okay. Now in TWG, what they are doing is they are only having two levels as of now. Okay. That is level 1, level 2. Level 1 they are saying it's a SKU. There is no parent here, and level 2 is barcode. Okay. Now up till now it was like this. So what has happened is recently from one of the systems they want to create three levels of items similar to this. Okay. So basically like one of the system will be having this one and another system is having showing this one. Okay, so it's a mix of these two. Okay, so now what is a parent item? So if you remember, my merchandise hierarchy was ending at subclass, correct? Under subclass, we have item. Okay. So now a parent item like a shirt. If you remember, I was talking about an item and about the hierarchy of department, class, subclass, and all. I said like we can have a shirt as a item. Okay, so can I differentiate or demarcate kind of thing like how a shirt can be identified? A shirt, just a shirt. I mean, with your practical experience, if I say shirt,
Full sleeve or half sleeve.
exactly. So you don't know, right? So that's why that is called parent because we cannot differentiate. So full sleeve, half sleeve, check, stripes, all these things are actually the kind of a flavor or some pattern that you associate to a shirt to actually differentiate between the shirts, between the SKUs, or how so you quote it. Okay, that's why a shirt in itself is called a parent. That's why which is actually level one item. Okay, now there's something called as differentiators. Okay, differentiators. I'm just touch basing this thing to help you understand what it is. Differentiator is like you attach certain flavors or certain you can say categories to the parent item to differentiate and create SKUs. Okay, which is L2. So a differentiator would be like, let's say, a size, flavor, flavor, pattern, fragrance, like this way. Okay, so you set this up. So differentiator is actually this one. Okay, and you create this differentiator beforehand before creating the item itself. Okay, if I show you this one, okay, it's part of foundation data only, item foundation, this one. Okay, so okay, so you're seeing this color size, right? Okay, so within color, so basically the idea is like it says that it's a diff group. So whatever I talked about, size, color, flavor, pattern, fragrance, these are diff groups, D, G. Okay, within this diff group, you have a diff ID. Okay, so for example, size, you say size. Shirt sizes would be, let's say, 39, 40, 42, 44, correct? So say like S1, S2, S3, S4, right? Similarly, let's say, so what I have done is I have created a size as a diff group. Okay. How many differentiated IDs are there? Four. Similarly, let's say I put color. So let's say black, black, okay. Red, let's say white. Uh, then we have, let's say, green, for example. Okay. Now you can also have, let's say, pattern, right, Amal? Let's say half sleeve,
Yeah,
right?
full sleeve. Yeah,
Half sleeve, sleeve.
check stripes.
That will be a different group. Okay, we cannot have that thing here because it's a maybe like you can put this as a not it will not be size. So that way, okay. Maybe you create a different diff group as stripes. 1 second, what is happening? So let's say what will be the correct name for the different diff group? Uh, I'll not delve much on it. Let's say diff group one. Okay, for that matter. Okay, so you have checks, dots. Okay, so many diff groups I've created, and these are the diff IDs, right? Okay, so let's say C1, C2, C3, C4, right? Then this is, let's say, P1, pattern 1, pattern 2. And just hold on, please. You go out. You go out, close the door. So now when I create a shirt, okay, when I create a shirt, so I have a option to choose how many diff IDs I can associate. So let's say if I choose a diff group like let's say size and color. With these two diff groups, I'm creating the shirts, okay? And I choose within this diff group, I choose two diff IDs. Let's say S1, S2. This is, let's say, size and color. I choose C1 and C2. So now with your knowledge, how many SKUs will get created? Any idea?
6.
This will be multiple of this. 2 into 2.
Yeah, many.
2 into 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4. Because 39 black, 39 red, 40 black, 40 red. Okay, 4 SKUs. So which means what? With the shirt, so many actual shirts will be created. Correct? So differentiate is a kind of very useful attribute, and I can use this thing to create multiple items. Okay, then every SKU will have a barcode. Every SKU. So SKU1, okay, then so you have one here. Okay, this barcode is actually your L3, 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 level 3, all level 3. Okay, so this is how we create. Understood? This is the framework of all the items that we create, basically. Okay, then after the SKUs are created, there is something called a pack item. Okay, I'm also covering that pack item now. Okay, pack item is, it's a simple pack, could be a simple pack or it could be a complex pack. Okay, simple pack is same items, here different items, right? So a pack of same items will become a simple pack, a pack of different items will become a complex pack, right? In itself. So let's see this. Items, create item. Okay. So now, so every time when we create a normal item, I mean, without any, let's say, extension to it, it's a regular item. Okay. So whenever you create a regular item, you see sellable, whether it is this regular item you want to create as sellable or orderable and inventoried. Inventories mean like it will have a inventory or stock on hand available for this item that you're creating. So if you say no, okay, it will not have a stock on hand, but we need to be prudent about, or I mean, like you need to think over it, like what kind of item it will be, because a sellable item, so item whatever you're creating is sellable and orderable, but you are not creating it as a stock on hand. So I could not understand like what kind of item it will be in a practical sense. Okay, now if I remove orderable also, now it is only sellable, it is not orderable, it is not inventoried. So do you think like any kind of item will be such like this in a practical sense? Can you think over it? Is it possible to have this only sellable? It is not orderable. You cannot, I mean, like suppliers, you don't need a purchase order for this thing and you don't want a stock on hand also. Any thoughts on this?
Like
Okay.
without ordering the item, we are trying to sell it.
Yes.
No, there can't be any such product, right? We need to first order
Warranties.
that way we can sell.
What is the
Oh,
warranty?
okay, fine. Yeah.
Warranty, right?
Services might be.
What is it? Services. That's what. Correct. Services. Services and warranties basically. Okay. So after sales service, so it's a thing from the retailer that he is providing to the customer, but This cannot be ordered from the supplier, and you don't have to have an inventory for this thing as well. Correct? Okay, so only sellable. Now, if it is not sellable, only orderable and inventoried, is it possible to have it?
Yeah, raw material.
Yes. So generally what happens is, uh, when we create this orderable and inventoried only, so something called as deposit items get created. Okay, generally that's what the system allows. Okay, we'll just try it out. I mean, in fact, you should try it out with different combination whether system will allow or not. So I'm going to showcase how this item will get created in a normal happy path. Okay, other things you try it out by yourself for your own learning. Okay, that will help you this thing because the time is limited. I cannot give you all the partition and combination on this part. Okay, so you do it by yourself and check it out. Okay. Then what is catch weight item? I'll just talk about this. So catch weight item is, let's say, banana, for example. Okay. So you actually purchase in bulk, okay, cartons of it, but you sell as a weight, right? When you go to the market, you ask like what is 1 kg weight, 2 kg weight, and all, right? So you buy probably in weight with a different rate, and you sell also in weight in different weight. Okay, so that is what cases. So any item which is weighted and then sold is actually catch weight item. For example, meat, right? That's also catch weight item, right? So that's the thing. So you're saying like whether this item you're creating is a catch weight item or not. So I'm saying no as of now because catch weight item for TWG is not in scope for the time being, right? Then this is a department class surplus. This is actually the merchandise hierarchy for which the regular item is being created. Okay. So you give this, what department it is, what class this is. Okay. So whatever you have created earlier, it will show up here, list LOV. Okay. Then the transaction level. So I talked about what are the levels of item 1, 2, 3, right? So if you see this, the shirt itself does not sell, right? But what sells? This one, the level 2 item will sell, correct? So because you can identify a proper item, so saying that, okay, I want to buy a red color shirt, which is having a 40 size. Do you think you can imagine this kind of item in a practical sense? Yes, definitely. Okay, red color shirt with 40 size. Okay, I can. Maybe you can also include a pattern. Okay, so you say red color shirt, 40 size, half sleeve, right? You can imagine that kind of item which is in practical sense. Okay, so same thing. So I say that a transaction level item is level 2. Okay, in TWG thing, when I talked about two types of items, right? Where is it got? Okay, this one. Okay, so if I say transaction level item is 1, okay, so we are talking about this thing. Okay, so level 1 is Q, level 2 is barcode. Okay, when I talk about this 2, the transaction level item is 2, we are talking about this. Okay, then, so let's create this item. Okay, number type. So I'm saying Oracle retail item number. So any regular item, when you create, you by default select this or something called as manual. Okay, all other item number types which you're seeing is actually for the barcode, the level 3. Okay, this ISBN is for book, EN is European article number, UCC universal something, just check it out, Google it, you will find it. Okay, variable PLU, this is for catch weight item. Okay, PLU and variable VPLU. Okay, this is a catch weight item. There's some shipping carton, so I'm also not aware of this thing. Manual is again like it's a normal item. So either manual or Oracle retail item number is the number type that you select when you create a regular item. Okay, so I'm selecting this because this is standard. So as soon as you select this, this will get auto generated. Okay, if you select manual, you can actually type in. So let's say any number. No, I mean it should be number. It's not alphabets. Okay. So you can create it. Okay. Just check the length. Like there has to be a limitation on the length part. I can give you more information on this, but this is the way. Okay. So let's go with Oracle retail item number, or in short, ORIN. ORIN. Okay. So this is the item that got created. So you can say, give me a good name here.
For shirts.
One, give me.
Description name for shirts do we have to give here?
Yes, you can give it. Yes, why not?
Okay.
So let's say shirt, and let's say the TWG shirt. Okay, so this is a good name anyways. Okay, so this will get defaulted here. A short name also you can give it. So similar to. Okay. Okay, so whatever details you have given, so it will appear here. Okay, somewhat. Now, if you see some of the attributes here, see, whenever you start creating an item, it will be in worksheet status. This is the status of the item. It's still in creation mode. Okay, then the department class subclass, you see it here. Transaction level, I'm saying SKU. Okay, but the first page that you're creating is actually a style. Okay, this parent is what parent? Parent is also called as style. Okay, okay. Then we have something called as unit retail. So what is the retail value of this item, or how much you want to sell it for? Okay. Unit ELC is actually the cost of the item, and also any additional cost or something expenses it is attached to the item will be showing up here. What is the markup percentage? This means like it will be coming from the department that we have set it up here, which is actually roughly on 60% of the total cost. Okay. So here that will be. Okay. And then you say sellable orderable inventory, or how you have selected, it will show up here. Okay. Let's go ahead. Cost zone group, cost. So this is a frame for defining the costing and the pricing of the item. Okay. So cost zone group is, so basically like what happens is like all the locations or the stores where the item will be selling will be identified through a cost zones. Okay. So zone is actually a grouping of locations. Okay. So I'm saying that, okay, you can have multiple cost zone groups, but because the thing is like similar items on a location, okay, or let's say in multiple location in a city, okay, similar items should be costing same. Okay, it cannot be, let's say if you're in India, for example, a Bangalore, let's say Van Heusen shirt might be costing 2000. Same shirt in, let's say, Delhi should be same, right? So these locations that we say costing locations, okay, should be falling in under this zone. That's why the costing should be same. Okay, that's the whole idea. Okay, 1000 we have put it here. Then you say like, so this suggested retail, this does not hold any functionality in this thing, but just a thought like how much of the retail value I wanted this for. Let's say you give NZD, for example, or let's say 100 NZD. Okay. Selling unit retail, this will get calculated as per how you put the costing, which will I'll show you how later. And then on top of it, the markup, then the selling unit retail will come up. Okay. Then usage and units. This frame showcase that how the store will consume the purchase order basically. Okay. So store order multiple means like how the store will actually get the orders in eaches, in cases, or in inners. Okay, so now I'll just talk about, so eaches, single item. Okay, what is inner and what is case, I'll just talk about. Okay, so okay, let's say this case. Okay, just trying to draw something to help you understand this. Okay, Now, understand this. This is your case, whole case. Okay. How many cells are here? 3, 4, 15 cells, right? Understood? Now, I'm just putting 1, 1 everywhere. Okay. So now this is a case. Case contains items. Okay, 15 items. Now, visualize this. This is actually your inner. Okay. Inner contains 5 items. Okay. A pack of 3 inners will make one case. Okay. So now, if you see this, whether the store will receive an order in multiple of case packs, you can put it this way. So in multiple of 15s, it will come, right? Or in multiple of inner pack, it will come, or it will be like this. Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is a case is actually a pack of 15 units. A inner pack is a pack of 5 units, and each is any which is one. Got it? Understood? You can talk. Okay, no questions, right?
No, no.
Inner and eaches. So I am putting this store order multiple as eaches for the timing for ease of understanding thing. Okay. Standard UM. Okay. So standard UM is unit of measure. Okay. So RMS considers UM as eaches mainly. Okay. So that's kind of standard UM. But howsoever you can actually define other UM also like this way. Okay. Carat, centigram, whatever, centimeters, these things, kilogram and all. Okay. But RMS considers only eaches. Okay. So let's say if you don't give eaches, what will happen? So let's say I'll give here kg. Okay. Kilogram. Okay. So if you see this conversion factors come up. Conversion factor. So which it means what? It means that how many eaches makes a kg, right? So you can say that 2 eaches is equal to kg. So you put 2 here. Understood? So which means what? Let's say if whatever order multiples you have put in, let's say you are ordering in kgs, but RMS wants to know how many eaches. So let's say if you put 100 kg, right? So it will be 200 eaches. Correct? Understood? That's what it means, right? So for ease of understanding, I'm again putting it as eaches. Okay, this will go off. Now, what is merchandise? You say like, okay, it's a merchandise. The item which I'm creating is a merchandise indicator is on for that. So I can, you can say inventory it in my system. That's a merchandise. Okay. Whether it is forecastable or not, so you can actually give it. Forecastable means like, can you use this item's sales or some transaction to create some kind of trend for my further usage. So whether it can be forecastable or not that way. Okay. On replenishment, you can select this. Okay, whether this item can be replenished or not. Okay. Then other attributes, service level. Okay, again, I am not very much clear about this thing. These are new things. Product classification, electronics. Okay, I think certain attributes which is actually not mandatory, but you can. So product, whether it is electronics, grocery, or apparel. Okay. Brand, you can give brand. Some, see, values are not there, but you can actually create LOV for brand, and then this will appear here. Okay, whether you want to gift wrap this item or not. Okay, yes or no. Ship alone, whether this item can be shipped alone or not. Yes or no. Okay, certain attributes. Then differentiate as I was talking about, right? Okay. So you see this bed size, color, okay, these things. So these are diff groups. You see this? Or you can also have diff IDs like this way. Okay. So if you select these are diff groups only. For example, this one. So this one will open up as a diff ID. Okay, this is a diff ID. So when you select group, then you see should have come up. I don't know. Okay, bed size might not be having it. 1 second. So I'll see color. Okay, so it has a div group. Okay, so if you select an ID for the color, it will showcase all the IDs. See this? Got idea? So it will be good if you can play around with this thing. Okay. Then can I add more? 1 second. Not showing. Why is it not? Should me allow me to add more? Should allow me to add more. Don't know. I'll just check it out. Okay, should allow me, or maybe like if I give something, then it will allow. 1 second. If it is group, then it will allow me. Okay. Color. Ah, okay. And then you select size. Okay. So what example we have discussed, well, I'll just try to create the same thing here. Okay. So you can add more. So pattern also you can add here. Let's say if it what I remember is that div group, this div group the pattern div group is not defined. Okay. Then grocery attributes, some of the things. So how the packaging of this item would be, size, carton size and all. So package unit of measure and all. Okay, so these things. So this is just for information bit only. Okay. Then some other attributes like retail label. Again, this is again like a new attributes. I'm not very sure of like what this is about. I'll just check it out. Since handling sensitivity, okay, fragile, explosive and all. Okay, attribute temperature. So certain attributes you can put it for this item, right? And some comments. Okay. Now, so this is the first page that we have created, which means what the main thing that you have to look for is that this is the differentiator that I've used, and this is a style item with certain cost zone group and suggested retail. Okay. Now I'll move ahead, go to more actions and see what all mandatory fields that has to be given. So first thing you have to give suppliers. So if you try to save or save and close, I mean like save might happen, save and close will not happen. Okay. It will ask you, it is gone. 1 second. I thought like it will still be there. Worksheet. EWG shirt. Okay. Yeah. 1 second. I just wanted to show you there is submit. Okay. Just try to submit this. Item was not submitted successfully. If there is any errors that I can see. Okay. Any which ways, because in previous versions the errors used to come up, and there's a list of errors thing description used to come up, but I can tell you what is the error. So because these mandatory fields you have not put in, that's why it cannot be submitted. Okay. So now suppliers, so how this item will be supplied to you. Okay. So which means like for this item you have to create a purchase order, right? Then only the inventory will get increased, right? Okay. So click on plus supplier site as what we have discussed earlier. So let's say this is a supplier site that I'm using for label certain attributes which you can use, like the supplier is actually giving this item a certain label. You can just attach it. VPN is vendor product number. It's actually the entity from supply itself to basically like demarcate certain items or identify certain items. Okay, differentiator 1, 2, again some of the attributes you can do it. Direct ship, whether this supplier can ship this item directly to the stores. Okay, say yes, no. Anyways, inner name, case name, pallet name. Okay, so this is the way how you can define this. Okay, bag and all. Okay, pallet is like this, flat or pallet. Now, what is a pallet? I'm just talking about. Pallet is okay. Let me show you some pictures mainly. Okay, you see this? See this? This is a pallet. Okay, guys. Yes, no. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. This is a pallet. Now, if you stack this thing, this will become a case. Whole thing. Okay. Single layer is pallet. So case is a bigger one. Pallet is in between. Then each is right. We saw that thing, right? Is it gone? One second. Pallet. 1 second. 1 second. Flat case. Inner. Eaches inner subcase paragraph. Pallet and then. Okay. Let me clarify this thing in a while. Okay. Howsoever you understand this, so how this item will is actually getting defined. So say inner case and pallet. Okay, and this is standard one. By default, it comes like this way. Some discontinued date you can give, like let's say if you want to discontinue this item, you can put some date here. Okay, click on OK. Okay, so this you'll see one line that has come in. Now the second thing is like from which country you want to source this item. Okay, you have to define this. Otherwise, you will not be able to. Okay, country of sourcing, do a plus here again. So let's say this item is coming from India. Okay, purchase type is owned, definitely owned. Consignment and concession is not in scope as of now. Yes, whether this country of sourcing thing and this supplier is a primary thing for you or for this item or not. You say yes or no. Now for the first item, okay, for the first supplier on the item, it will always be yes. The first country of sourcing added will be primary. So you have to always give us yes. Okay. Later on, let's say you add a second supplier or country of sourcing, then you can make it to no. Okay. Inner size. So now this is the inner and case I was talking about, this one, this thing. Okay. So you say inner size is 5 and case size is 15. Right? Tie, tier and height. Okay, that is the thing. So if I show you palette thing again, is it on? Okay. So tie is number of tires. Okay. So the height. Okay. So first I'll just talk about height. Height is like how many pallets are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that is the height. So if I go with this thing, I'll put this thing height is a 7 and tier is, see how many are there? Probably what I see from here is I think 3, 1, 2, 3, something. Okay. So this is actually your tier. Understood? Right? So you see this case per pallet. So if you count the total number of cases within this, the total, okay, this will come as 21 cases. Any questions now? No, yes.
So far,
Okay. Okay, fine. right? So I think I got a mistake here. So cases will be within this. I'm just correcting it now. Case will be, so this is the whole palette. Okay. Now, if you see the topmost one, so here, let's say it's a one palette. Within this is a second palette. Here the last is sorry, first case here, second case in between, third case here. Okay. Here then one case, and here one case. Okay, so six cases in this one, right? So basically, like one pallet will be having six cases. So if I put it here, it should be 42. So tier will be 6, 42, right? So tier will be 6 here. This will be 6. Okay, so case per pallet is 42. Is this okay? Okay, right? Okay, then I put unit cost. So each item, this one item, how much of this thing will be costing? Okay, so let's say I put this as 1 as a unit cost. Okay, so now the case cost will be how much? 15. 1 into 15, 15. Okay, so case cost is 15 and your inner cost will be 5. Okay, so we don't have the attribute as inner cost here. We only have unit cost and case cost. So everything is going as NZD, USD here. Okay, you see this currency is USD. Now, think about this. The supplier, if you remember the attribute currency for this supplier is set up as USD. That's where it is coming as currency as USD. So I'm saying that $1 USD is for one item. If I'm doing for the case, it will be $15. Okay, that's what it means. Then is certain lead times. Okay, which means what, like how the preparation of item will take place, how much time will it take place. You can actually provide this values here. Okay, who is the manufacturer, who is the distributor, who is the sales wholesaler, you can put it here. Okay, rounding. Okay, this one. Okay, round level. Okay, so what the meaning of this is round. Okay, rounding level basically. So generally it is given as case. Okay, so what happens is, let's say if item, uh, let's say if a purchase order is coming. Okay, so obviously this will be in eaches, right? It cannot be in decimals first of all. Okay, if at all it is in let's say if it is on weight, then we can think of in decimals. Otherwise, if it's single item, it will be only in uh, integers. Okay, so now second thing is, when I'm actually ordering in eaches, and there's certain you can say like how to put it in a correct way is, counting level would be, okay, so let's say case I'm creating for, let's say 10 minutes. 10 minutes create a one case. Okay. PO has been ordered for, let's say 98. Okay. And my purchase should be in case pack. Right. So how many cases it will be there? Any idea? 10, right? Right or wrong? 9 will definitely be there because it will be 90. Then 8 is still left, which will actually, you can say, add on to case, which will become one more case as 10. So total case pack will be 10. Understood?
Yes.
Case is actually 10 units. Okay. PO I am ordering for 98 eaches. Okay. But the order will be delivered as a case pack, as what we see, like, okay, store order, multiple thing. Okay. So it will be in 10. So now here the 8 thing got, sorry, 8 thing got rounded to 10. This is what rounding level is. Okay. So similarly, you can see this round level to case. So what is it? If it is more than 50%, give it to the next integer. Okay. So when the round level is case, the threshold I'm seeing here 50%. So if it is, let's say, last is, if it is 5, let's say it is 95 here, it will still be in 10 because 5 will increase to 10. But let's say if it is 94, it will become 9 because 4 will become to 0. Got it? Understood? This might need to be tested by you guys just to understand this thing. Okay, just check this out. So anyways, like going by the happy path, I'm just explaining it. So similarly, you can actually check for others as well. Layer, okay, K palette or case per layer, layer per palette, and all those things. Okay. So let it be case. Tolerances here, like these are disabled any which ways. I'm also not very sure of like what this tolerances thing is, but anyways, okay. Click on OK. Do you want to? Okay. So for this supplier, certain expense profiles has been set up. Okay. You can give yes or you can give no. Okay. So I'll just say yes because when I say yes, so you remember like there's a ELC. ELC is actually estimated landed cost. Okay. What does include is raw cost of an item plus any any additional charges. This additional charges is actually those expense profile thing I was talking about. Okay. So this is done. So if you don't give this country of sourcing, the costing of the item cannot happen. Okay. When the costing of item cannot happen, selling price will not come and the item will not be properly created. So when you give the supplier, you give the supplier side, you have to click on the countries of sourcing and give all the details here. Okay. You can also proceed and give the dimensions, although it is not a mandatory field. Okay. You can go ahead and create some dimensions also. So do it by yourself, check it out. Okay. Save and close. Okay. So now you can see unit cost is 1. Okay, because 1 each is I'm saying. Okay, save and close. Then, so you see supply is not checked. Then you go to retail by zone. Here you actually give the retail price of the item. Okay, so for the locations, all the locations we talked about, you see these are defaulted for all the locations. So this is what we have shown as a cost zone group. So this is price zone locations. These are price zones. Okay, for now, this is a price zone that has been defined. Okay, the standard unit retail based on the markup defined in the department. This has come at 2.63. Okay, this is a markup that is defined 60. So 2.63 is the value that has come up for each item. Okay, so you go ahead, click on save and close. Although you can go ahead and change this value. Okay, click on edit. You can change this value. Okay, you can change the markup also. Okay, however we don't disturb that, like we just want to maintain the sanctity of data. We just go ahead and with the same data. Okay, click on save and close. So I accept this 2.63 as a retail value. So here you can see this. Okay, so now this unit ELC you can see like 1.42. This 0.4286 is coming from the extra charges based on the sub expense profile that has been set up. Okay, because we have so this extra charges is actually 0.4286, and from here you put 60% of the markup will give you 2.63. Just do a calculation by yourself, check it out. Okay. Okay, so see, suggested retail does not mean anything to me. Okay, so this is actually your value 2.63 NZD. Okay, then okay, Next is 50. Do you have OCI, right? OCI, OIC. That class is there, that session?
No, today only RMS session.
You don't have it, right? OIC session is on, today is not there, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Anything else is there? There's actually too many things need to be talked about for items. Okay. See, meanwhile, so this setup is complete for parent style item. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue with the SKU now. Okay. So from create children and all will do it. Okay. And there are many other attributes we'll be talking about that as well. Okay. Which is important one for you to understand. Okay. See, most of the seasons and phases, I mean, like these are not very important. So we'll just skip it out. But whatever is important for you to understand, I'll just talk about that. For example, location will be important. Simple pack will be important. Okay. UDA, user defined attributes. Okay. This is not important, this part. STS, I'll talk about a little bit. Okay. Taxes, I'll talk about. Okay. Order details. So if any item is having I mean, like order associated with it, you can click on this and check it out. What all orders were created for this item. Okay. So we'll talk about SKUs tomorrow, and because it might take maybe a couple of more sessions for items only. Not sure. I might be able to do it tomorrow itself, but let's see. Okay. So we'll catch up tomorrow now for the SKU part of it. Meanwhile, you can try out this creation of style. Okay. Fine. Any questions in this thing as of now?
I'll go through the recordings, and if there is any, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Sanjay, I have a query. Can you just go to the Excel sheet?
The data is it? Okay.
Yeah, the one you were saying about the. If we go to the item one, the merchandise hierarchy under item, would this item ID be same as differentiator group? Can I just request control?
Yeah. Okay.
Like if we go over this item ID, and if we go with this differentiator group, would we need to map this as similar one, or it should be a different one?
No, no. See, item ID as such is different ID. Okay. The div group is a different ID. We set this up beforehand, actually before creating the item itself.
Okay.
Then only this differentiator group will show in the LOVs, right? Otherwise, it will not come.
Okay.
Okay, so differentiator group is actually size, color, pattern, and all those things. Okay, the diff IDs is this. Diff ID.
Okay. Now I'm able to get a picture. Yes. Okay.
So you set up diff IDs. In fact, within the, I mean, like priority wise, I'm saying. So you create diff IDs first. Okay.
Okay.
And then you create diff group and associate the group within the diff ID. Diff IDs within the diff groups.
Okay. Then item ID would be generated after these two has been generated.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Now also now this is a good point, Vaishali. Now if you don't give differentiators, right? So what will happen? You will need to create a SKU manually, one by one.
At what level?
L2. So I'll just showcase. So both these scenarios will cover tomorrow. Without
Yeah, sure.
differentiators and with differentiators will do it. Both the things. So that will clear out you down. This is a very good question, Vaishali. Okay.
Will this
We'll do it
item
tomorrow.
ID part be covered in upcoming sessions?
So item here is still in on the way, right? So item style I've created today. Style.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
L1 I've created today. So I would want you to try out with L1 today at least.
Yeah, we will do it
Okay,
by the end of
prepare a
the.
document and showcase with me like what you have done.
Sure.
And as well as like whatever previous sessions you have done for, like some
Sure.
data you can create.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So see you tomorrow then. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.